Drugs, ego, paranoia, and a complete lack of respect for baseline reality destroyed this man. Now he's in a mental hospital, not prison, not rehab, a mental institution.
Bro is in trouble. Hey, how's it going, YouTube? It's your homeboy Lil. Appreciate you for checking in. And right now we're about to check out a video from the homie Scott Schaefer on a dude named Ben Armstrong, goes by BitBoy Crypto. And apparently he got himself into some trouble, and we're about to check it out real quick. So kick it with me for a little
I've covered
bit.
many con men over the years on this channel, but one individual, Ben Armstrong, takes the cake as the biggest
Bro got on
self-inflicted
the
downfall I've ever
Joffrey
seen.
Toys R Us
His
shirt.
most recent mugshot, released in June, shows a broken, disheveled man that looks massively different from his other 2025
What's the other
mugshot,
picture look?
taken just a few short months before that in March.
Hold on. Look right here. Looks like early 50s, crazy white dude. And right here, they used to have an occupation a long time ago called an old prospector. Will Ferrell played one on an SNL skit. Go check that out. What'd they do to this man? It looks like they got bro from the future, came and like took a bad picture of him in an orange jumpsuit. Cause how the hell, man?
25 mugshot, taken just a few short months before that in March. Ben has a long list of charges against him and is facing years behind bars, and all of this could have been avoided if he was just capable of acting like a normal human being.
Well, what do you do?
Into Ben's current legal troubles, let's go over how we got to this point to begin with. Ben Armstrong, aka BitBoy Crypto, started his YouTube channel back in 2018 and quickly grew to the largest crypto YouTube channel by the early 2020s. He made millions of dollars through his crypto holdings, as well as ad revenue and sponsorships, and should have been set for life.
I'm gonna stop it right here, because didn't everybody learn, like, who was it, Logan or Jake Paul, one of those dumbass brothers? No offense, but dumbass brothers. They had what was it called? Like Crypto Zoo, where they were gonna be NFTs, and you had to wait for the eggs to hatch, and the eggs ain't never hatched, and they got like pressed heavy by CoffeeZilla and got sued. Are still going through the lawsuit, I believe. When will people learn? Like, that is nuts, bro.
All of that changed due to his inappropriate behavior. In August of 2023, Ben was fired from his BitBoy Crypto YouTube channel after allegations of inappropriate behavior on set, as well as possible drug use, which Ben has a long history of battling.
I'm sorry. Could you imagine being BitBoy Crypto and you get fired from BitBoy Crypto Productions? Like, oh man.
Over the years. This was the start of his downward spiral, and Ben had to sell his Lambo to fund his legal case against his old company to try and get his channel back. He started a new YouTube channel and continued his crazy antics by doing a live stream outside of the house of the man he sold his Lambo to, claiming the man and his former company.
You got the video?
Carlos's house. This is where Carlos lives, guys. I am live streaming from
Carlos. Get out of there.
Carlos has my Lamborghini right here in his garage.
That behavior got him arrested,
hell
but it
nah.
also led to the end of his marriage after it was revealed his mistress Cassie was with him that night.
No, hold on. Once again, y'all, scamming people, doing misconduct in the workplace. That's two things. You got, first of all, she's already the estranged wife. I'm curious into that situation. And you got a mistress. That's already 4 things. You can't have 4 things going against you, bro.
He had told the public and his wife he wouldn't see her anymore, but quickly went back on that promise, which led to him not only fighting his former company in court, but also now fighting his ex-wife in court during the divorce process. Eventually, his divorce was finalized, but this led to a new case revolving around his custody battles with his ex-wife for visitation of his children.
Damn!
Due to Ben's continued bizarre behavior, Ben's ex-wife had convinced the courts to allow very limited supervised visits of Ben with his children. This took a heavy toll.
We saw that first video, bro, run around. Carlos, he got my Lambo. Yeah, I think the estranged wife made a good call here.
Ben, which led to his now infamous mental breakdown during his live stream in February of this year.
Do I have your attention now?
Yeah.
Do I have
Damn. Yelling at me. I'm a grown man.
Good. I thought so.
Okay.
You're going to listen to my demands.
Okay.
I will make them at the end.
After that incident, it seemed like Ben was trying to turn his life around, as he made
bro's
several
crazy.
videos on his channel apologizing to his audience, his ex-wife, and anyone else he hurt. He stated that his focus on YouTube was going to be crypto going forward. After this,
Well,
Ben
yeah,
disappeared from
it
his channel,
should.
and because there is always something new in the news, it seemed like most people had forgot about Ben, but it turns out
How'd he
life
make his
only
big
continued to
comeback?
spiral out of control. On March 25th, 2025, Ben was arrested in Florida on a fugitive warrant on charges that were filed in his home state of Georgia,
For
which were
what?
due to harassment allegations that Ben had made against the judge in his case to get back control of his original YouTube channel. Ben had fired his lawyer in the case and was representing himself, despite not having any legal background.
Anytime somebody does the whole fires their lawyer or like their public defender, like just chooses not to have one, I'm like, this better be something where you're trying to plead insanity. Because how, like that is a bad decision to make. Don't ever do that. I think public defenders are free. Like,
When things didn't go his way, he resorted to threats on Twitter, and oddly enough, even threatened the judge on LinkedIn, stating that Judge Kimberly of Cobb County has ruled against my motion for receivership of Hit Network. This is a decision
Well,
she will
yeah.
regret the rest of her life. Threatening anyone is always a bad idea, but threatening a judge has to take the cake as one of the dumbest things you can actually do. He was released after about 10 days and was waiting trial.
You don't ever want to go, obviously, because you're already mad that you have to go through trials and all this, like, and everything. Don't make it worse. That's one of those situations. Yes, ma'am. No, sir. Like, yeah, you maybe don't want to do that, but that's the one time you can kiss some ass, in a situation, because you do not want to go to jail, bro. Especially for just being rude.
For his new
Being
case,
rude?
but Ben's life continued to spiral out of control. His longtime girlfriend Cassie eventually left him as well.
Nah,
This was the
Cassie.
mistress he ended up leaving his wife and kids for, so now not to have her as well left Ben with nothing to
bro
live
ain't
for.
got
Ben,
nothing.
apparently not caring what would happen to him, decided to once again start threatening the judge in his case, as well as police officers, which led to his arrest in June, with his now
Damn.
infamous mugshot where he looks like a man with nothing
Was he about to say with nothing to lose?
left to live for.
Oh, I thought he was going to say nothing to lose. But nothing to live for seems, I mean, you always got something to live for. Let me tell you that. There's always something. There's always something over that hump. But goddamn, you ain't got no wife because you wanted to be creeping with this little young thing over here on the side. Then, little young thing on the side saw you were going through some things, left your ass, and went and got her another somebody. Then you lost BitBoy Productions and your BitBoy Crypto? What else? What else we got? What else? Fired your attorney. 4 things. I know I'm missing the 5th one, but y'all, that's too many things.
I tried to find all the charges that Ben currently has against him, but was
What he
unable
got?
to do so, as the Georgia criminal system seems to keep a lot of that hidden. I reached out
Why?
to Nick Diamandi, who I interviewed in 2023 about Ben. Nick was a member of Discover Crypto, the YouTube channel that Ben formerly ran, and rebranded after he left. Nick was also involved in the case Ben filed against the company that led to his arrest for harassment against the judge. When asked about Ben's new legal
Oh my
issues,
God.
he stated that, I think he got multiple sentences for harassing public officials that carry a punishment of 12 months each.
12 months
Unsure
each.
how much he got in total, but there were a dozen or so counts. He also has tried to plead insane to reduce
A
his
dozen
jail
or
time.
so?
It appears Ben did eventually end up in a mental institution, as stated by those who worked closely with him. One person named AJ, who left the old company and joined Ben on his new channel, wrote a long post about Ben and stated that drugs, ego, paranoia, and a complete lack of respect for baseline reality destroyed this man. Now he's in a mental hospital.
Drugs, ego, paranoia, complete lack of respect for baseline reality destroyed this man. That 4 things again? That's 444. Bro, you are messing up in
Not
life.
prison, not rehab,
Just having a bad go at it.
On my way out the door with my hands practically glued to my pockets, I offered to pay for him to go to rehab, and damn it, I wish he took me up on that offer. Instead,
Oh,
with
he
a
sounds
grin,
like
he
a
burnt
solid
everything
dude.
he ever built and cyberbullied his judge along with half the policemen in Cobb County, Georgia. This was supposed to be his redemption arc. Instead, it's a tragedy. It's unclear what will happen with Ben once his mental institution time is up. He could still be forced to face charges for the harassment allegations and spend years behind bars, or the judge could decide he was not guilty by reason of insanity. That would be the best case scenario in Ben's case.
Wait. That one slid past me. I knew there had to be a mental asylum or like insanity plea going on. I knew. My bad, y'all. I didn't even catch that. But I told you.
Insanity plea, he could face years behind bars. Ben's long list of problems doesn't end there, as he was also sued at the beginning of the year by Shark Tank star Kevin O'Leary for defamation. Ben had been claiming on both YouTube and Twitter that Kevin was a murderer, which eventually led to the lawsuit. Ben's claim about this date back to 2019 when Kevin O'Leary's wife was driving a boat that crashed into another boat that led to the death of 2 people. Kevin's wife was eventually found not to be at fault and it was ruled an accident, but Ben has claimed that this was a cover-up and it was a murder. Ben continued to harass Kevin on Twitter and at one point tweeted that,
a cover-up in like, I could see maybe like if the other 2 people, I mean, you know, the victims obviously, like, God bless and shouts out to their family and everything, but if they were like 2 other mega famous or like mega rich people, I could maybe see like, oh, we need to maybe look into that. But if you're just 2 regular people on a boat, why the hell would bro say like a conspiracy? That's so weird. And defamation.
If you ever wanted to call a real-life murderer, you can now. Kevin O'Leary is waiting for your call. And then he proceeded to dox Kevin's phone number to his audience. Ben's multiple arrests and
you in
trouble caused him to not even try and fight this case, which led to the judge issuing a default judgment in Kevin O'Leary's favor. The damages Ben will have to pay will be determined on October 24th. Needless to say, it looks like Ben's life has hit rock bottom at this point.
Dude,
unlike others I've covered on this channel, Ben was never arrested for doing some crypto scam, and all of this could have been avoided if he just kept his act together and never acted.
Doesn't it look like they went to the future, brought bro back, took a picture of him? Cause like, how is this 2-3 months apart? That I've never seen a transformation. This is like Frieza form 3 to his final form. Like, this is a difference. Like, you know what I mean? This is crazy. Oh man, and I'll tell you something that's the craziest part about this whole thing is that like he got the insanity thing, you know, he's in the mental asylum, but the only way it sounds like bro was making any kind of money was off of this like being a what, crypto coach, like a financial crypto coach or something. But who is going to, could you imagine somebody gets out of the mental asylum and then they get back on YouTube or they just come up to you and they say, hey man, I got these really good ideas. I got some advice I think you really need to hear about. But your financials. Oh, bro, you are messed up. He ain't got no wife. He ain't got no kids. He ain't got no money. He ain't got no opportunities. He might just want to sit this one out and stay in there. I don't know. But y'all let me know in the comments how y'all are feeling about this one. Let me know. Like, have y'all been crypto scammed before? I never have because I just always assumed whenever things like this came up, it was going to be a scam. I don't even really understand where crypto and all this comes from, so I don't really get involved. I'll invest in some things, but I don't understand crypto really. But yeah. But anyways, and as always, I know y'all could have been anywhere in the world, anywhere on the internet, but instead you came to kick it with your homeboy Lil for a little bit. Preach, logging out.